I think that the operative word there is corporation, because we like to think of journalism, because it is the only business in the Constitution itself, as a public good.
Right. But it's a business.
But it's a corporate enterprise. Like
Yeah.
it is. So it is this public good is always in competition, or being kind of weighed against how much money you can make, and what are the returns for investors, and are the people in charge happy with the profits that you make. And you can see that in all sorts of like light kind of coverage. In particular, all the light coverage was created in newspapers because you could sell ads against it.
Right. All of the
light cover. You would do.
What do you mean by that?
Gardening. You could sell ads against that. Home, section. You could sell ads in a home section because there were people who made home goods.
Right.
So that has always been the case. And even in the political sphere, people may write or discuss on TV how they want campaign finance reform, but media benefits from the fact that people are paying billions of dollars in one cycle on the campaign. So you see these massive responses to campaign. So many reporters on the street, big sets for for debates, because the amount of money circulating in the campaign that can go to media is incredible, and that influences a lot of it.
But the people who are financing all of that own the media companies that's doing it.
More and more, that's
more and more.
Yes.
Pretty much all of it is. I mean, look at the. Let's just do. Let's do broadcast, and then you're probably more familiar with print. I mean, look, even in print, if you look at Bezos,
but that's just like that's a penny in the couch in his wealth. Like, it's literally.
But that's what I'm saying, and those people are at the inauguration, right? Which is a little bit frightening. But let's just do the broadcast, folks. If you look at CBS, Paramount, right, which is entertainment. If you look at CNN, Warner Brothers, entertainment. NBC, Comcast, which is telecommunications, right, and entertainment. ABC, Disney. Those folks don't want their business in Washington and their mergers and acquisitions and all that messed up. So that means that's part of journalism, and probably the smallest part of their profits, and increasingly bigger, maybe increasingly smaller now, but it was a bigger part of their profits. And so they don't want some journalists like, just for example, or me or Bob or whatever, messing that up with with the shareholders or the corporation owners saying, what is that young lady down there doing? Get rid of her.
It is a very.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes, absolutely. And I don't think that the public always appreciates that all that is happening, or understands that all of that is happening, and that the person they see and trust on TV has a boss on top of a boss
on top of a boss,
and those people are not necessarily interested in your journalistic ethics. They're interested in bottom lines. They're
interested in bottom lines and narratives.
Yes.
Right. And if it fits their political narrative, right? And so, and also if it fits the person who's in charge of the country, or meaning the president's narrative. And so all of that donations to the president, to their inaugural funds, or to whatever it is, there's a reason for that.
But it's more pronounced with this president.
That's what I mean. I'm speaking of this presidency right now, and this presidency right now has more power over the media, I believe, in history, because this president, can communicate with these owners in a way that other presidents were not even interested in doing.
But and also the impact of social media that this president now has. So that's both owning a social media company, having Elon as the person in charge of Doge, or having Mark look like he's being sympathetic, and like it's I don't think we will know for a while how destructive this has actually been to.
That's my point. And these people are in control of algorithms. Everything now is about an algorithm, but someone is programming that algorithm for what you see and what you think is important, and what is high on the algorithm, what's low, and that they can, if they want to, they can just squash what you're saying.
Have you looked at your analytics? I do this all the time. Like, they won't let you see certain things.
You mean analytics, you said?
Yeah, analytics of my own social media.
Yeah.
And political things, they do not like them.
They don't like them, but the weird thing, have you watched like they call it your For You page or the home page or whatever?
Yes.
Mine changed overnight. And like
way.
after the inauguration, I was like, what is all of this stuff on my, someone had to be programming on these different sites what was pushed forward and what, because I'm not that interested in this presidency and what they're doing at an inaugural ball or whatever. And I was like, why is this even here? And it changed overnight. And a lot of people I spoke to said mine changed overnight as well. My algorithm changed overnight. I had to reprogram it, or just like say, I'm not interested in this, or delete it, because I was getting pushed these things that I didn't want. And a lot of people say, not a lot of people say, a lot of people don't follow certain media owners on their own platform, yet they are pushed and programmed their content.
Are you familiar with the dead internet theory, which is
No.
It's kind of loosely. I don't want to misstate it, but it's that the internet becomes so polluted, so junky that people give up on it. Like, it's so much disinformation, so much manipulation that people just give up on it, and it dies in a way.
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
I don't know who.
See, he believes that, he thinks that AI is going to kill the internet because he believes that it'll somehow, I think I'm just sort of analyzing what he said. What I believe he said to me is that he thinks that it will bring facts in reality back in. That's interesting that AI will do that, back into fashion, and that will sort of kill the internet or kill social media. I forget exactly.
That's hopeful.
One would hope. How do you feel in this moment, honestly, as how do you feel as a Black man in this moment with what's happening now?
It's just, I was just on a panel, I was talking about this, like the idea that I had believed that we were better. Not like perfect, or that discrimination didn't exist, but had believed generally in, like the stock market, it goes up, it goes down, but if you look over a long period of time, it goes up. The general track is up. That was part of the history of race and struggle in the country, that there's some horrible regressions and horrible things, but generally the track was towards an expansion of liberties and freedoms. And a lot of that constructs came crashes to the ground, Nicholas, because I see people cheering destruction.
Yeah.
This is pitchfork behavior. And I don't know if I can recover from that. Like, the country may recover from it. I don't know that I will ever be the same person that I was before they did this.
Yeah, you just articulated sort of what I meant to articulate earlier in the conversation. I've never been under the illusion that we were in any other place. I just thought that we, where certain people were good at hiding it. I have been surprised by the speed with which they have shown themselves. I thought it would be a little bit more gradual, not quite so obvious, but that's what I said. I believe that we are over the cliff now,
and I will never forget the cheering. I will never forget or forgive the cheering.
The cheering?
Cheering. Yeah, the fact that the polls still show that you have, stratospheric approval among Republicans. I will never forget that, because you see the pain, that this has caused. You see people getting picked up off the street. You see international health being undermined by the elimination of USAID, and millions, primarily in Black and brown countries, are going to die.
Yes.
Like, this is not hyperbole. This is going to happen. The only reason that we had some handle on HIV in developing countries was the U.S. was helping with Medicaid.
It's because of organizations like USAID.
And people are going to die.
Yeah.
And the fact that people are cheering that as if that's a good thing, I'm not going to be able to get over it. I hope my children can get over it. I think I'm going to have to end up going out with a grudge. That's just the way I see it.